Hello, sir. We just wait for everyone to come. Sir, you need to unmute yourself.
Generally it is the mute and stop video. That is how it logs in generally by
Yes,
default. Okay, no problem. We'll wait for people to come.
sure.
Sorry, there was some last minute glitch in joining the meeting. How are you?
Great.
Is everybody here or not yet?
Sir, we are just waiting for JP, sir. He'll be here in a minute.
I have joined. I am CA Uttam Prakash Agarwal.
Hi. Let come, no?
Hello, sir. Hello, GP, sir. I think everyone is here now.
Hi, JP. Naresh.
Shall we start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just 1 second. Any questions? Yeah, get started. Yeah. You'll do the introductions first, I presume, right?
The speech of our Honorable Prime Minister has left most of us with one question. What's in it for me? This evening, our esteemed panel help us crack the financial code for professional practices in India. The panel lies in the hands of architect Naresh from Bangalore.
Somebody has to mute your
Yeah,
mics.
there's some disturbance in the background. You can mute it. Yeah, thank you. The panel lies in the able hands of architect Naresh from Bangalore, who is not just vocal but just in his forward thinking. Calcutta's most popular architect, architect J.P. Agrawal, is a vivacious personality largely known for his landmark design. Chartered accountant Uttam Prakash Agarwal has spearheaded various organizations, including the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And we have Chartered Accountant Sanjay Shah, an angel investor, has been on various committees of CA like Public Relationship Committee of WIRC, Jain Chartered Accountant Federation, among others. Handing over to you, Mr. Naresh. Architect Naresh, sir, you can start with the panel discussion.
Thank you. I'll get started. Okay. Welcome to all the panelists. And I think it's the first time I'm coming on a serious finance discussion. I don't know, maybe my friend JP is more used to all this stuff, but I'm sure I'm in the presence of experts. And I think let me start off with you all. I'll start with Mr. Uttam Prakash Agarwal. We are all architects. We don't know anything. You know, we are designers. We sometimes get paid. We are not very good businessmen. We are never taught. You know, I always think there should be a separate course for architects at the end of 5 years called MBA, Mastering the Business of Architecture. So none of us know how to run a thing, and most of us run on less than 1 or 2 months of backup in a rolling sort of way. We don't run a company. I don't know about chartered accountants. They probably have 1 year worth of salary they kept aside. We don't know how to do that. So what I am taken aback mostly by, I'm not going to talk about anything about the disease or what it has done or any of the larger issues. I'm going to be very focused today on asking you all to also stay focused on the uh, topic at hand. And the first question I would like to ask to Mr. Agarwal, Mr. Uttam Prakash Agarwal, JP, I'll call you JP and I'll call Mr. Agarwal, Mr. Agarwal. Right? So,
Perfect.
how can a economic cessation of India for 50 days, today is the 51 day, right? How can it completely destroy an economy? And till now, till in December, there was a thing saying India is going to grow at 7 to 8% in real terms in GDP. And suddenly now we have dire predictions. The worst I've seen is minus 3%, but the average seems to be around 1% growth in the economy. And that they're saying that is a great thing because the rest of the world is going even less than that. So can you tell all, I think there are a lot of architects and designers on this talk. Can one please explain, both the chartered accountants, how can such a 50-day stoppage of economy destroy a country completely? Like, how can it happen? Well, what is the fiscal logic of it? Does India not have a backup plan? Does India never know something like that can happen? Don't you keep some idea too? And then I'll come. The second part I will ask about MSMEs, but first I want to take one opinion from you on this. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good evening to all the participants and my colleague on the panel and moderator, Mr. Architect Naresh, JP Agarwalji, and my own colleague, Chartered Accountant Sanjay Sai. And at the outset, thank you, Vivek Bholeji, right, who has given me this opportunity to interact with the top architect of this country. Nareshji, you said that you people are not aware with the finance matter.
Yes,
I am dealing with Vivekji for last 20 years.
he knows everything.
Right? But sometimes I surprise whether he's a chartered accountant or what. Same thing it happens when I deal with the film industry people. I generally used to think that they are only involved with the glamours. But when I discuss like Subhash Ghai Sahab or Dheeraj Kumar and J.K. Rao, I feel myself that they have done more than the global internationally MBA.
Very good.
So come to this particular situation today, what we all are facing, and more particularly when after the announcement by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji of a very handsome package in the hands of 20 lakh crore rupees. Everybody start thinking that how I am going to be part of this. When Vivek ji was discussing this issue that we should have this on discussion, then I told him something, some of the issue frankly, and I am known with the frank discussion, whoever may be the party ruling or what, we all people are professional. We people have to understand the reality, right? Then only, and we people, literate people cannot even take it what is correct and what is wrong. Then I don't think what Mr. Moderator has said, that we were not well planned, and how come in all of a sudden 50 days or 55 days this lockdown period has destroyed the economy. I will tell you, sir, I have worked very closely with the ministry. I have worked very closely with the politicians. I, being a chartered accountant, recently you all have seen that I resigned as an independent director, right, from Yes Bank. Okay. What are the issues? The governance issues. In spite of bringing each and every with the documentary evidence before the media at large, writing to the Prime Minister, writing to the Governor RBI, writing to the SEBI, writing to CBI, ED, everybody, not a single action has been taken up on any of the persons who was culprit in more destroying this particular bank. The system of our country, what I want to convey here, is totally in the hands of the sum of the people. There are people who want to listen someone and then plan something. There are people, they don't want to listen and they want to run this country of the population of 139 crores. It's not a simple joke. We people are not even successful in organizing our family 5 to 6 member in office 100, 200 people. Whole day we are in just in a puzzle to convince this fellow, that fellow, then employee, then our client, and so many things. And the profession of architects, right, is totally depending on the construction industry and the builders, right? And whenever I have seen the packages is announced by the government, everybody start. You have seen when the budget comes. For 10, 15 days, everybody will focus, budget is coming, budget is coming, budget is coming. Nobody is interested to listen what is delivered by the finance minister for 1.5 hours. What are the data given, whether it is correct, past what was given, what has been said. But we all eagerly waiting to listen the proposal of direct tax. What is the basic limit? What is the deductions in the ATC? What is the deduction in the housing loan? What is the GST? What is the TDS? So these are the 5-7 issues which we all people sitting on TV just focus to listen. Very small thing, which is we all know that it is all depends on our economy, right? From where the people will give. It is always packaging. Whether Mr. Chidambaram come, Mr. Manmohan Singh come, Mr. Nirmala Sitharaman come, Mr. Piyush Goyal come, from where they will give the money? First of all, whether they have done the research, what our country need. Take the example of the Bombay Stock Exchange, right? Everybody, we are in trouble. Today, everybody, even they are searching for 5 lakhs rupees in lockdown period. They're not talking of people like all of us, but there are thousands, crore, million people are there who have lost their job also. They are not getting salary for these 2 months. But index share bazaar is every day encouraging. Only a small announcement of 20 lakh package in the evening, or even only mere information that Mr. Prime Minister is going to come at 5 o'clock, the index went up to 900, 700. I will not agree, Mr. Moderator, that we have destroyed our economy. You see, the Reliance share was hardly 15 days before. It was 850.
Can I just ask a question? Why then, if I am also noticing these, what do you call it? The sign that
I'm coming.
No, I'm saying that from an architectural point of view, actually, hardly anybody has cancelled any job. Things are still going on. It's not, we're not collecting money. But why is the rating agencies? Is it a Western blot conspiracy, or is the economy still going to go to only 1% this year?
To destroy our country, giving a wrong feedback, these all credit agencies are the responsible.
That's what I'm asking. So, how are you saying that they to 1%?
Yeah, and we Indian people are always depending on listen to what the Moody's is saying. How the Moody people come and go to Satara, Nanded, what is happening and all these things.
Correct.
I'm surprised sometimes people. So, immediately some research report come from out of India, people will give so much recognitions. And somebody says from India, small people, nobody will listen to them.
No, the Indian Council of Applied Economic Research has said it will be about 1.5%. But just in December, they have released a report saying this year, next year will be close to 7.6%.
Sir, in India,
comes down by 7%. I cannot understand what is this.
Sir, in India, monsoon department says the heavy rain will be there. There is no rain at all.
Okay.
Right. So if you go on data, listening to the media, to the economics and all, where they were, people were talking about the risk management. Where are the people? Where are the Jyotis? We were depending on so many people, so many economists were there, that the Indian economy will be this GDP, that will be. A lot of Jyotis have said that you people will earn a lot of money in the month of May and June, where we have lost all the money.
Okay. So let me just take the question to both Mr. Shah and see, Prime Minister first day has announced mostly an the first set of announcements were aimed at MSMEs. Many architects do not know that they qualify as MSMEs, so there is a scramble. I am registered at MSME 3 years because you get 1% less I had to take a loan from a bank and they said, I'll give you 1% less interest. So for that reason, I made it a MSME 3 years back. But many people are going and trying to. And second day, he has announced a big package today for migrants and many other things. I believe tomorrow evening, there is another announcement scheduled, which is aimed at professionals, like you and like all of us sitting in this room. Now, what do you think that should professionals be considered as MSME, or should professionals be considered like, architects, chartered accountants, lawyers? I don't see why we should be considered as a medium to small medium enterprise, because those benefits are focused more on production of products, and there is a service component to it. I do not agree, but it's highly biased towards manufacturing and small business. I feel that Mr. Agarwal, have you had a chance to? I'll start off with you, and maybe Mr. Shah, you can add your comments after that.
First of all, you said about the why the professionals should be included in MSME and all these things. Earlier there was no inclusion, but only the definitions. Earlier it used to be only for the manufacturing,
Right.
but now they have considered the services, right? And they do not want to keep outside all the professionals because they are getting a very good revenue from all the professionals. You know what is the TDS rate on all of us?
You know,
Right? What is the GST we are paying? And
Quite a
even
bit.
when we raise the bill and we don't receive the payment from client and you people not getting from builders, right? Even then you have to pay.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't think the professional require any bank loan where we have to go for 1% rebate or 2% rebate. But the system of our country, right? To paying the GST on raising the bill, the TDS is to be deducted a very huge amount, right? The 10%. If there is a margin of 10% to anybody, I don't think that we have to do something. They do not know, and one side, another side say they say you go section 44 presumptive taxes, you have to just declare 8% only or 6% or something.
Let me ask,
I'll give a
from an architectural point of view, how this, you can also tell us what you've been doing for the past 50 days. How's the business? Do you feel that there's going to be a major damage to all of us? Sir, JP, sir, please go ahead.
Just please tell me only JP. Primarily, let us understand that we are more connected with the building industry, and we are not connected with the rest of the industry almost. All right. We were just discussing Vivek and me yesterday, and 90% of the architects are connected directly or indirectly with the builders, the private developers. Only 10% of the architects are doing the rest of the job in terms of a total volume of the work. The numbers are different, but the total volume, 90% are engaged directly or indirectly with the developer work. When I say indirectly, means my employees, for example. Because if I earn, I pay to my employee. If I get more work, I will employ more. So, every architect is like a partner to me in my organization. They are the seniors, one associate. I'm a proprietor. I can't have a private limited company. I can't even have an LLP also. And I have to have a turnover in the same company. Otherwise, I cannot apply in so many of the tenders. So it's a very funny situation where only the one person is recognized as a head of the, or as an owner, while we have to have associates, we have to have so many employees. And builders are in a deep trouble since almost, say, 3 years. We all know that. Since about 1.5 years, we have seen that how many builders are put behind bars for not delivering the projects, etc., etc. जब इंडस्ट्री को कुछ हो जाता है तो उसको बोलते हैं एनपीओ हो गया, बिल्डर को हुआ तो पहले गला पकड़ के बोलते हैं कितने सब लोगों ने फेट का बायर का पैसा दिया, इनका क्या होगा. It's an injustice to the developer, another thing altogether. I'm not getting into it. But our economy is connected with the developer's economy. A. Now B, just before COVID happened, we all were waiting the things to happen in India practically for about 15-20 days. And today I can foresee that the effect of this downfall will last at least for next 1 more year. So since almost more than 2 years we are already suffering, and next 1 year we have no hope. Now in this particular situation, now as you rightly mentioned that we have to pay the TDS, we have to pay the GST. 28%, 18% government को यहाँ मिल गया, 10 वहाँ मिल गया. I don't think any of the architect is having a more than 30% margin.
That's a lot.
Margin. If I collect the 100 rupees fees, do I save more than 30 rupees, sir? Naresh sir?
10 rupees.
10 rupees. मतलब मैं अगर बहुत मान लूं 30 रुपया सेव किया, तो जितना मैं कमाता हूं उतना ही गवर्नमेंट कमाती है मेरे कारण से.
Correct.
So he is my 50-50 partner. The government is 50-50 partner. Right? उसके अलावा बाकी सब जो से उसको मिल जाता है गवर्नमेंट को, मेरे एम्प्लॉइज गवर्नमेंट को फर्दर टैक्स दे देते हैं, वो आप छोड़ दीजिए. Alright? Now, second aspect of it. The service industry, as much as I know, after agriculture is the second highest revenue paying or rather GDP generating industry. Am I right on this also?
Yeah.
7% of
Yeah,
GDP.
absolutely.
Now, if I also, as much as I can understand, in any service industry, the majority input is the manpower cost.
Correct.
Right, sir? So in my industry, out of my total cost, 70% cost is the manpower cost. Only 30% cost are the other cost. Because again, as Naresh Saab said in the beginning, we are not the businessmen. हम लोग हमारा ऑफिस का इन्वेस्टमेंट को पकड़ते ही नहीं है.
That's
No,
true.
sir,
Factory वाले
Agarwal ji,
factory
no professional calculate the cost of our capital about
Correct.
the office.
हाँ.
Yes.
ये तो वो तो गया.
Used to it.
All my intellectual capital goes home to sleep every night.
So that is also there.
तो वो तो सब अपना जगह पे पड़ा रह गया. Now let us see that what government is offering us when we are supposed to service so many people. Means a majority of the people are employed by us, and you are talking only MSME. Because I don't know what is this. If I out of the whatever the MSME is generating a turnover, I don't think it was more than 20% is going to the manpower cost. So we are the bigger contributor to the economy. We are the much bigger contributor in the employment. We are much bigger contributor into the into feeding the population of India. ये तीनों होने के बावजूद पूरी बजट के अंदर में एमएसएमई का दर्जा है. जो आदमी 20% का मेन पावर है उसके साथ में मेरे को खड़ा कर दिया. उसको लोन है, मेरा लोन नहीं है. तो प्राइमरीली देखिए, लेट अस नॉट, नरेश साहब आप बोल रहे हैं हमने अपना आपको एमएसएमई में वहां पर में लग, we should not register the MSME. For what?
There are some advantages.
No.
Can I ask Mr. Shah to expound a little bit on this MSME story? Sir, one more thing, Mr. Shah, I want to know what is the difference between a economic slowdown and a recession? Are they the same thing, or is this word recession they're using some, or I cannot understand what these different words are.
No.
This is the
Can you also tell us about this MSME? Should we should have our own regulation, or should we become? Are you an MSME chartered accountant allowed to be MSME or no?
Yeah. All service providers can register under MSME.
Can you explain to the audience what this is about?
Yeah, MSME. See, basically the government started this MSME kind of a criteria just to encourage entrepreneurship in the country. There were a lot of unorganized sectors where small units were there, but they are not, since they were not very organized, they were not getting any attention or bank loans or anything. So now, at that point in time, government thought of incorporating this as a separate sector. So they started with manufacturers because they felt that manufacturing is generating more employment in the country. And slowly they have started, they realized that services again is a very good employment sector. So that is the reason why now you are seeing that services being added to the MSME for registration purposes. One of the main reason of doing this is because the government is controlling quite a bit of your revenue cycles by incorporating this MSME Act. If you see, there are many benefits, but on ground reality, they are not available. Like a person registered on a MSME is supposed to receive payments from any of their customers within 45 days. But in ground reality, if you tell your customer that you are an MSME registered person, he will say either you say, give me a self-declaration that you are not registered with MSME, otherwise I will not give you work. Because he does not intend to pay within 45 days. Even if you see the finance minister's statement in one of the packages, they said, now we will make payments to all MSMEs within 45 days. What are you talking? I mean, you being a government organization, even if you make at a prestigious stage and you are saying now we will make, that means still now you are not making the payments. You are making an act and asking all the private sector people to make payments within 45 days to MSME, and you being government yourself, you are not making the payments. So now that is a part of a financial package, meaning in the package you are saying what you are eligible to get, you are going to get.
No, one more criticism of the package I heard today from another chartered accountant friend of mine. He's saying none of this is money in your pocket. These are all just loans.
Yes,
Back. They're not giving you.
That is like,
loan available without collateral. That's all.
Yes.
No. This is. I will come to on that. This is also not a loan. I will come to is a different word. Also, I'll tell you.
No. This is. I mean, that though is off the record talks we will do. Again, understand. All these packages which are coming, they are only for people who are existing borrowers.
I know.
There is nothing like for you and me for who will be first time borrowers, because we never required any loans, because till now our business was doing well, some up and down, sometimes cash flow here and there 1 or 2 months aage piche, we were adjusting our businesses. So we never needed loans except for someone taking a loan for a big office or something. Otherwise, we never applied for any working capital loan, and where we never needed this MSME kind of things. Now, this 3 lakh crore package, which is announced by the government, that is only for people who are enjoying existing facilities. So if you are enjoying existing facilities, you are being privileged by the government of getting additional 20% loan. That is also for 4 years at concessional rate of interest. Now again, implementation of this policy would be again a Herculean task, because credit CGT SME scheme, anyways, that 1 crore collateral free loans for all MSME sectors. You have the figures, government has the data online available, how much they have disbursed and all that. They have all the numbers. So, you know, in MSME, they cover a person who is taking a 50,000 rupees loan, and they cover a person who is taking 1 crore rupees loan. So they say we have disbursed 30 lakh crore rupees to MSME sector. And how many people have benefited? 4 crore people have benefited. So in that 4 crore, there are like 3 crore 95 lakh people who have taken a loan of 50,000 or say 1 lakh rupees. There are hardly any people who have reached that 1 crore limit. So this is first part of your question, like MSME, why MSME? So services, there was a huge demand from services sector that please include us in the sector so that we are also able to get collateral free loans, which in practical, if you go to a bank, you will understand whether they are available or not. So
Sanjay, you include also not only the existing, it will be applicable only from October 2020. It's not today.
Up to, no, sir, it is applicable up to October 2020.
Yeah.
But you should be a you should be a borrower of maximum
Existing.
25 crores.
Yes, and existing, they have considered the unit total 6,66,000. But I don't think that all 6,66,000 unit, whatever India we have, that everybody has taken the loan. So that figure, wherever it is coming, is also wrong.
That is their registration data.
Saying 40%, they're giving a lot of equity. What is that? Some 40,000 crore or something in.
Yeah, 20,000. 20.
Equity infusion out of fund of funds. वो क्या मतलब है?
20,000 crores is for stressed units. Stressed unit का मतलब ये होता है कि जिसने अपना 2 महीने से EMI नहीं भरा है, या he has not paid his interest for 2 months. So this is what they define by stressed units. So if there is a stressed unit, what government is saying, we are allocating 20,000 crores for that unit, so that we can bring in that equity money, because he is now suffering. So they will pump in equity.
My partner. If I take that money, government becomes a partner.
Technically, it is a partnership.
No.
This is a package. This is either they want to be your partner or they want to give you a loan.
No, sir.
Where
Sir,
is the
sir, let me tell you
one small thing, sir, Mr. Agarwal. My cousin in America, I was just talking. In America, every single taxpayer, if it is a single person, they've got $1,600 in the bank account.
Correct.
Last 1 month, and any couple has got $3,000 in the bank account. So the employers don't have to pay salary for this month. I mean, at least part of the salary they don't have to pay. Why is that they can't? Just like they're saying they have put in 20 crore account, they have put 10,000 rupees for every Jan Dhan account or something. The finance ministry is claiming. Why is it that every taxpayer in India is not getting money directly in their bank account?
Sir, not even every. It is none of the taxpayer have got money. All the money has gone to farmers whose shops were open. They were not under lockdown. They were doing their businesses. We were all the more by eating more and consuming more agricultural products than ever before, because all junk food was out. So still all the packages, even the package declared today, is all focusing on agriculture. I mean, whether they want to prop up the economy or whether they want to help people to run their businesses. I mean, we fail to understand. Uttam sir will guide because he is more connected with the industry.
Mr. Nareshji, I am a part of also the Mirai Asset, a Korean company, is a mutual fund. The way you were curious to know that what we are going to get, the same thing, I had a board meeting on the same day when Franklin issue was there, Templeton, and immediately there was an announcement of 50,000 crore rupees to the mutual fund industry. I asked my CEO, he said, how much money I am going to get in my mutual fund? He says, sir, what money? Right? They are just announced that if you are in a trouble for repayment to the unit holders, you approach to the bank and take the loan at the concessional rate. What is the rate and what the mutual fund is paying 5 to 6% to the unit holder? Why they will go for 8%, 9% also? So it was only the happy moment for the share market. Every announcement give the impact and benefit to the only the certain few people in the share market. Then same thing when it has happened for the NBFC. I was surprised just last 2 months back, the RBI has delisted various NBFC company considering this particular industry is the bad industry, right? There is a huge NPA in this one, and all of a sudden they come and say that you come and we will give you the loan of 1 lakh crore rupees. I have approached various banks for my client. All bank chairman has told me, Mr. Agarwal, this is a good announcement, right? RBI has said that you pay the money to your customer. We are here to give you some concession. There is a auction will be there. You come and make the allotment for your client. Sir, I have to ultimately recover the money from the people. We are all facing a very big problem of all the account NPA. I was in the Yes Bank. I used to surprise. Every day I used to get the resolution, circular resolution. Loan paid 100 crore, settlement in 5 crore. That is 95 crore rupees hard-earned money of the depositor, the pensioner, people who deposit in the bank. And you people all of a sudden say they have come for settlement. You know that 20,000 company in the line in the insolvency taken the benefit of that. How the bank will dare to destroy their balance sheet by giving the loan following the directions of RBI ministry? No bank is ready.
I agree, but I'm saying that let us just bring it back to focus on architects, because most of your
more of an industry.
Agarwal, ideally, what do you, Mr. I want to tell you, Mr. JP, what would you ideally wish that the government can see? You must have got all your staff working from home. I don't know, 50% of them today we made an assessment saying 40% of them no need to come back forever. You stay at home only. Reduce the office size, save some money, save some rent also. And maybe because they don't have to commute, the travel allowance also nikaldo. Whatever. It's kind of, but I'm saying as a practical level, Mr. JP, what do you think we should ask the architects? And fellow professionals, chartered accountants also fall into the same bracket, lawyers in the same bracket, etc. Doctors also to some extent, but not as much as three of us maybe.
Sir, lawyer we can keep aside.
Government as a wish list. What do you think we should ask?
No, first and foremost, let me tell you that work from home is not efficient working for the architects.
What about chartered accountants, is it efficient?
Sir, let me tell you, it is also not efficient service we can give unless and until we visit the client books of account and all. If you say sitting at home on the computer screening and all, only you can get the data what you have to publish, that's all.
Okay.
So,
JP, sir.
So the primarily only 25% of our work may fall into a category where it can be handled as a work from home system. So, but I do not personally feel that it is economical for us. I have made a best possible system by while allotting the work to my staff in work from home system, that this is our allocated to you and this much time and how much hours you clock, please tell me, and accordingly your payment will be made. Now, since this thing cannot be governed by me, my senior associates were allocating a time, and I found that the time allocated was double and the time consumed was further 1.5 times. So 4 घंटे का काम का मेरे को 10 घंटे का pay करना पड़ा. So it is not working out economically. So that forget that. Now what I expect from the government straight. Okay. Now in that I like to touch another point. The way you said that why the government is not putting the money straight into the accounts of the
employee
citizens, the whole of India citizen. My son is there in USA. He also got the $1,600 or whatever the dollar. He's an NRI.
You know.
But he's an Indian citizen, but still he got it. And he's staying in India now. But immediately after 15th March, he was already there in India.
Okay.
Fortunately. Because we took a quick action and fortunately he could be back. But still he got $1,600 or $1,700 जो भी government ने दिया है इसको. Now in India, our politicians did not allow BJP to do this citizenship ka CA or whatever you call CA, NRC, etc., etc. Government cannot have a records of these citizens. किससे देगा? बांग्लादेश की घुसपैठियों को पैसा देगा? So it is not government's fault. How the government can transfer the money except to the farmers whose record are properly with them?
No, sir, we are all the taxpayers. We all have PAN number. Why can't they give me money in my pocket? Everybody is even if you are filing kind of income tax.
If government intention is there.
Correct. Now, how many people have PAN number? अगर मेरे को आपको पैसा दे दिया और बाहर ठेले वाले को नहीं दिया, तो हमारे यहाँ बंगाल में ममता बनर्जी तो पूरा पूरा रास्ता भर देगी उन लोगों से.
I agree, but
Agarwal sahab, let me tell you, today the technology with the government in such a way that if you do the transaction right now within 1 hour, your income tax department will come to know all the agency today. Time has gone when there was no data.
अग्रवाल जी, those who make the transaction, मेरा कहना है कि अगर गवर्नमेंट का पैसा किसी को भी इंटाइटलमेंट है, तो सबसे पहले लेबर क्लास को है. हमारे पास तो है सर्वाइव होने के लिए रुपया, तो लेबर क्लास तो है ही नहीं. मेरी ऑफिस का 75% स्टाफ नहीं भरता इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न.
अग्रवाल साहब, 500 रुपया, 1000 रुपया महीने का जो हमारी ताकत थी सरकार की, उन्होंने उन लोगों को दे दिया जिनको पैसे का जरूरत था. अभी जो हम बात कर रहे हैं कि हमारे बच्चे में $1600 आया, तो हम सोच रहे हैं हमारे लोगों के एम्प्लॉय के खाते में भी आ जाए. और उसके लिए मैं आपको बताता हूं कि मशीनरी इतनी जोरदार है आज की तारीख में कि आप थोड़ा भी ट्रांजेक्शन कुछ भी करो. मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूं, जब मैं कहीं क्राइम की बात देखता हूं, हम ईमानदार लोग जब रात को घूमने जाते हैं, हर 2 मिनट में गाड़ी दिखता है, फिर ये क्राइम और रेप कैसे हो जाता है?
सर मुझे
आप कभी भी जाइए,
मेरे 75% एम्प्लॉय जब इनकम टैक्स ही नहीं भरते हैं, तो उनका ट्रांजैक्शन कैसे ट्रेस करके गवर्नमेंट उनके खाते में पैसा डालेगी?
सर आप टीडीएस काटते होंगे उनका?
टीडीएस कितने का काटेंगे आप मुझे बताइए. आजकल तो 5 लाख से नीचे टीडीएस काटने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती है.
No, so you should, what
it doesn't work. I tell you, it doesn't work. इतना भी रिकॉर्ड उनके पास में हो, हम लोगों का है, मेरे को छींक भी आएगी तो गवर्नमेंट को मालूम पड़ जाएगा कि ये छिका नहीं.
So problem.
The top 3 things we think we should. Tomorrow there is a big announcement coming for professionals, I believe. What should be the 3 or 4 things we should start talking about? Saying, according to me, I'll make some suggestion. I think the TDS should be cut to 2%.
It will not be.
TDS से कुछ होना नहीं है.
It will not be.
क्लियर मानना है.
TDS announcement is already done, so now no further announcement.
No. But this
I got a very clear mindset on this.
No.
Government has my last year return. मैंने कितना कलेक्शन किया और मैंने कितना सैलरी में दिया. Simple. Government has now a record कि ये फाइनेंशियल ईयर में मेरा क्या है और मेरा 2 महीने में क्या हुआ है. उसके प्रोपोर्शन के अंदर में मेरा सैलरी, अगर मैंने सैलरी नहीं दिया है, अगर मेरे एम्प्लॉय को मेरे को पैसा ना दे, और मैंने सैलरी अगर दिया है, मेरे को कम से कम 25% रिटर्न कर दे. I'm not asking anything from me. मैं मेरा सारा लॉस क्लियर करने तैयार हूँ.
I'll just add on to Agarwal.
Government has got all the records. इतना रिकॉर्ड तो है गवर्नमेंट के पास में मेरे उससे कि मैं एवरेज कितनी सैलरी पे करता हूँ.
आपको मैं बताता हूँ
साल में कितनी की है मैंने. उसका मेरे को खाली महीने का 25% के हिसाब से दे दे, और फिर मेरे को बोले रिटर्न फाइल करके तो एक फॉर्म में किस आदमी को कितना कितना रुपया दिया आपने, वो भी मैं दे दूंगा.
Agarwal ji, important issue about this, the panelist moderator said about the TDS, right? Let me tell you.
Sir, I'm not bothered for the TDS. Let people be bothered.
That is the reason
I'm not bothered about TDS.
No, that is the reason I want to bring on record. There is a still already the old provisions. If you do not have a tax liability, you approach the department to get the low deduction certificate.
Lower TDS.
So even the yesterday announcement is also the packaging. If you go for 25%, ultimately you have to pay the advance tax. It is only deferment of 60 days.
Sir, let me do one small thing to bring back the topic to the. I understand the system, and it's a favorite topic for chartered accountants. But from an architectural point of view, Mr. Shah, have you done any? Is there any relief for consultants and architects in this package or no?
There is absolutely no relief for anyone in any service sector.
Terrible, no?
Except those people who are working in IT industry under government SEZ, where they have announced that they will not take rent. That is the only benefit which is there available to anyone from services sector. Forget about us, sir. We are very small people. Real estate, being second largest employer after agriculture, has still not got even a single rupee benefit from all this 20 lakh crore package. See, your customers are builders. If they are not getting any money, how are you? We can't even think of how we getting any money.
But who is getting the money then? No, then what?
Only,
What
sir, only farmers.
Politician, bureaucrats, ED.
So, sir, I tell you.
Right. Balance,
No,
sir.
no, no. Those who do the fraud, आप पैसा लीजिए, government को वापस मत कीजिए. If you do a fraud, you get the money.
I think we should really ask for money in the direct. Whoever has filed a return of income tax, some whatever they have filed on that proportional basis.
When Agarwal ji's question that government does not have data, or how do government come to know? Actually, the fault lies within us also. There is a provident fund of provisions which says that if you have more than 20 employees, register, please do that. But the compliance part is so pathetic that we avoid it by planning, tax planning, or various means. We avoid going to that the information should go to the government. So in US, if you see, there is social security. So social security, why government knows everyone who is available, who is doing what kind of employment he is in, because every business is, whether it is small or big, everyone is having a list of social security number of all the employees. Whether even if the employees of 5 people organization, there is a data available. But in India, we try and avoid as much as possible to get into that another compliance angle.
No, sir. No, sir. Sanjay Sahab, I disagree. Paying PF is not the way to create the record. Number one. There are 2 more ways. Number one, that employees should file the return of zero tax.
Correct.
Number one. Number 2, you are talking about the social security. Social security का number कहाँ से आएगा? जब हमारी opposition parties ने मना कर दिया, हम CA नहीं करने देंगे, ये नहीं करने देंगे. All linked है तो.
Correct. Agree with you on that point.
So, you know, over to there, I do not
Just
put the
part of your,
government
reply.
at all. Rather, whatever the mechanism could be generated for the people, very poor class in the farmers in the villagers, is through the Jan Dhan Yojana. इससे ज्यादा बेटर कोई काम हिंदुस्तान में हो नहीं सकता था.
Correct.
थोड़ा बहुत जो आधार ने कर दिया और पैन कार्ड ने कर दिया. आधार करने दिया, पैन कार्ड करने दिया. जैसे ही बात आई वन पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी का वो इंग्लिश होने का जो घुसपैठियां हैं कि बाकी सारी ओपोजिशन पार्टी जो वोट बैंक चाहती थी उनकी, वो उनके पीछे लग गई और पूरे हिंदुस्तान में बोल दिया ये नहीं होने देंगे. It is the biggest setback to the country.
Let's get back.
Get into politics at this point.
Naresh ji, I'll just like to.
Sir, there is a couple of questions I just want to ask. One Mr. Behzad Kharas has asked, how do the current MSME schemes now, whatever, if you suppose you are lucky enough to register under MSME, differ from something called CGT SME? What is CGT SME? I have no idea what that is.
CGT SME is a scheme which is central government guarantee scheme for MSME sector.
What is the difference from this and that?
Central government guarantee for MSME sector. So
Okay.
government has announced earlier. You must have heard of Mudra loans, which Modi ji has been propagating every now and then. So this CGT SME was for people who wanted loan more than 10 lakh rupees. Below 10 lakh it was under Mudra. About 10 lakh up to 1 crore it was under CGT SME, which in the last year's budget they increased to 2 crore rupees. So for obtaining this loan, you had to be registered with MSME authority, ministry, just to have their data corrected and give you that interest benefits. So any person who wants to go for this loan, see, normally you go to a bank for a loan, they ask you for collateral. So government had come up with this scheme that the central government will guarantee the loan repayment and allow the bank to make the payment. And they were charging 1% of your loan amount as a guarantee fees. Okay, so this was like acting as a collateral. Central government was acting as a collateral to your payment. But there was a catch, because central government is carrying only 50% of your loan amount. So banks are reluctant. Banks say, was 50% to government will pay. So what about the balance 50%? So that balance 50% was to be borne by bank. So now banks are reluctant. Banks say, why should I lend unsecured loans when I am confirmed, and day one I know 50% of the money is going to be lost. So because of this CGT SME has not been very successful as government wanted, because you are hearing the cases in all the majority of the corporate forward or any bank loan. All bank employees, bank DGM, bank CGM, bank executive director, all are being taken by ED, CBI, CVC and whatnot. And they are being penalized, they are being sent to jail for no fault of theirs. Or maybe there could be some fault, but then you cannot treat everyone in same basket. So now people are afraid, okay, even after giving secured loan, we have to go to jail. If we give CGT SME, there would be defaults. Then again, we will have to go to jail.
So basically tax terrorism. Huh?
Correct.
Sir, we are almost coming to the end of the session. There's only about 10 minutes left. So I'll just ask for some wrap-up statements. I'll start with Mr. Uttam Prakash ji. Sir, with your, from lessons from your profession, how you are able to get something out of the government, we will follow you. Can you just tell us what is it that chartered accountants are doing to survive? Let us also learn from you all by some lessons.
Sir, first of all, let me tell you, we have a jealous with architects profession. Because moment you sign the paper, you get at least 10%. We don't get even the signing the balance sheet.
They only give
We
the...
don't even get after signing the balance sheet, sir.
Right? And second thing, we are all regulated by the Chartered Accountant Act, which is even before our constitutions of India passed 1949. So right, so we have the our own regular institute to regulating all of us. In initial stage, I think Agarwalji said that I am doing only proprietorship and I am only doing the LLP or something. And what is happened that your association today after introduction of LLP, right, and even the private limited company like all big four in India, they are using the management consultancy world, and they go to the government and get approval for company and all. So all architect can come together, like chartered accountants, they are coming together and they are getting registered under management consultancy services. So that benefit, if somebody wants to go and bringing all the people together. Second thing is important is the GST. GST, you represent anything, government is not having any surplus fund where they can give the relaxation to you. So just unnecessary hope with the government, they will reduce. We professionals are there on the top list except the lawyers, right? So because we all are really rendering the professional service. What about lawyers? Don't know. So forget about that expectation any day for the GST. Only deferment if they can give, that is expectation.
So
TDS.
One small question there.
Yeah.
But according to tax rules, even if you say deferment, you're still liable for tax on that. No, for it's a future benefit.
Sir, you will be liable to pay, that is okay. But today, when you are in a situation where you are not having inflow of the fund to survive, to keep our organization alive, the branding is very important for all of us today, professionals.
No, should we use the word deferment? Because according to tax rules, the tax is again liable instantly.
No, that government has to come out with this only the what help tomorrow, what you are expecting, right? Out of this particular announcement tomorrow for professional, only if they can give the deferment of payment of GST without any interest or something. That one issue. Second thing about the TDS, what you say, let it be a reduction, even the 0%, ultimately there is a provision of advance tax. So if you have a liability, right, so they cannot make the different provision for professional or other. All the assessees are the same. If you have a tax liability more than 10,000 rupees, you have to pay the advance tax or TDS, whatever may be. So TDS, if any announcement is made, it is just like a deferment again for 1 or 2 months or 3 months. Third very important thing is the bank loan, right? I am concerning only for the professional, right? Fourth thing. Third thing is the bank loan. Today, we all need, because the main our client customer is the builder. And builder is not getting money because of failure of a lot of NBFC company. Because a lot of people, they book the flat, but NBFC company, in spite of sanctioning the loan, right, they have not disbursed. So builder is not going to get the money and they are taking a loan, paying high rate of interest. The whole vicious circle has suffered a lot to the industry. So if anything comes to the builder industry, right, then only you can feel that there is some benefit to all of us. That is only by getting an early payment from the builders. It is not that bank is builder is going to increase our architect fees from 45-50 rupees square feet to 70 rupees. Not that, only early payment will be there. So we all professional has to serve this country, right, in the way we are doing, with the having a great hope from the government. But don't think ever that we will get any contribution from government directly in the bank account, because our system and American systems are totally different, whether it's a bureaucrat or the politician. And third, a very important thing is the mindset of the people, right? Everybody is requiring here to what I will get. Nobody think that what I will contribute. That is a bigger issue which is leading to all the complications today. And let me tell you, it's not today. Just see after 3 months, which I was expecting 1 year back, there will be the economic emergency in this country.
Okay, so on that note, I'll ask Mr. Shah to come up with his closing remarks. Do you agree with what Mr. Agarwal is saying, or do you have any further? You agree that an economic emergency will happen?
No, absolutely agree with my Uttam sir. Whatever he has pointed out is very good. There has been a huge demand from service industry right from the day GST was introduced. If you all remember, in the service tax times, generally all small professionals were paying service tax only on receipt basis. So if you bill, if your client gives you money, you are making the payment. There was no liability instantly, which is now the case in GST. So now there is a demand from the services sector, at least in this pandemic time, you allow us to make a GST payment on receipt basis. Whenever we receive, we will make the payment immediately. We will not stop it. Even partial payments we will be making. Not only deferment, as sir said, deferment is a very good thing if it happens. At least, if not deferment, at least allow us to make the payment rather than on accrual receipt basis, which was the case in service tax phenomena. So that is a real good thing for professionals like us and all this stuff. Secondly, with respect to our customer, like, generally, if suppose government is unable to service me, at least service my customer, give something to my customer, so that if he is happy, I am also happy. I mean, if he gets money, I will also get automatically, indirectly money. So government did something good, like having that 25,000 crore fund for all the stress projects and stalled projects. And to my wonder, I mean, we are working on that things as a chartered accountant, helping our clients to get money from that fund. So you as an architect also can connect to your builder clients and ask them to apply for to this SBI Capital One Ventures Swami Fund, and where they are able to get a fund even in spite of only requirement is that the project should be cash flow positive, meaning there should be, after all your future expenses and your income, there should be something left on the table. And it is a very good fund, very acting very fast, not like a government organization or a bank. It is doing, like, sanctions are coming. If you provide all the documents, sanctions are coming within 12 days, 12 working days. The sanctions are coming. Even in this lockdown period, we have got 2 sanctions. So
from which bank, sir? I didn't get that clearly.
Government of India had announced a 25,000 crore fund to help real estate players to complete their projects. Correct. So the projects which are half completed, minimum requirement is 30% project completion. So if the project is 30% or more completed, and suppose that, like Uttam sir said, NBFC is not disbursing money, it is stuck because in its own problem. So now the builder can approach this fund. They will assess the cash flow, and if it is cash flow positive, they would give them the whatever fund is required for completing the project. And that is also at a good rate of interest, considering the normally developers get at 18 to 24%. So this is available at 15%. So that is a very good fund. People there are being since it is not like, State Bank of India ko nahi diya hai, because banking organization don't work. So it is given to a mutual fund organization, and they are doing really good job. Even in this lockdown period, I mean, we have got 2 sanction letters. There are many who have got other sanction letters. So all these professionals, like majorly architects, serving 90% to builders, and they know their status of the project, because you have been always issuing that certificate for you know what is the percentage completion of the project. So you can ask wherever okay, this project is 30, 40, 50% complete. You can ask your developer to connect with a proper consultant, or you can directly connect with the Swami Fund people. That is available on their website and everything. Google data is quite available. But even if they connect through a consultant, they should be able to get the sanctions at max by 30 days, and they should start their projects running. So once their projects get running, we all will be happy.
Mr. JP, can your closing statement, sir?
Naresh, just for the benefit of all the people online, that how the expectation in the GST, in just last 4 months, I am representing the whole reinsurance industry, right? On the particular government scheme, the farmer scheme, right? If that particular all insurance premium is free with the GST, but if the insurance company go for the reinsurance, they have to pay the GST, right? So you can understand, I represented to all the people, GST council, at least 10, 20 times in Delhi. They say, sir, we do not have a fund, knowingly that right? Yeah, there is a no GST on the principal product, right? And that product, so ultimately, government is paying and collecting the money.
It is similar to builder's position. Input tax is there, output is blocked, so you have to bear it as a cost.
That's all.
JPG,
My understanding is very simple and clear that I don't want to earn anything for the next 4, 5, 6 months. It does not matter. I should not get into the loss because of the manpower cost. If I release the people, they will become jobless. They are not going to get the job. Right now, you said, I think Mr. Agrawal said or Mr. Shah said that government cannot pay you directly. I don't want any money. Government can pay to farmers. Then government can also pay to the employees who are the salaried class. So what I say that please pay 25% of that their salary, and I will pay the 75%, and let the things run for the next 4, 5, 6 months at least. I'm not asking to pay anything to me.
I mean, they can follow the UK model.
Go to the pocket of my employee directly. What is unfair in that?
no, in United Kingdom, they are paying 80% salary to everybody.
80% salary.
But I am demanding only 25% for the next 6 months. Only 25% for the next 6
Question
months.
from Mr. Shah. There is one last question.
Yeah.
There is a thing saying some section 194J
Yeah.
of the Act. What exactly is that? There is some TDS related provision. What is that?
No, TDS related, there is a last year budget. They have introduced generally 194J is applicable to all professionals.
Yeah.
And they have added a word since long, which is they call as a technical consultancy. So there was a demand from technical consultancy people, or like, RCC consultant, they are technical consultants. So they said that boss, though we are professional, we are giving consultancy services and people are deducting TDS at the rate of 10% because under 194J, people are treating us as a professional and there is no provision for us being a technical consultant. So they introduced a provision whereby they call all the people, I mean all the professionals other than those specified under the Income Tax Act and covered by this 194J section will now be deducted at the rate of 2%.
Why
So
can't
that
I
is the difference.
that? I'll also declare myself technical consultant. I don't want to be
You are technical
You are a
consultant.
specified person.
You are not the artist only.
architect. I'll be technical consultant. Same thing.
Sir, you are, it will be depending upon your appointment. So if you are appointed as an architect, so you will be 10% only.
I don't mind. Anyway, sir, we have come to the end of the session, so I will let Sandeep is online. And would you like to say something, Sandeep, or can we close it now?
Yeah, I have just one small question to both the eminent panelists who is coming from the finance background. Like JP has been also saying, sir, as the government has a mechanism to understand everything very closely through the digital information, can they not identify a consultants like us, many of us, when I say us, who are paying tax regularly, who have been never defaulted in any of the EMIs, they have been paying the TDS, GST, income tax very judiciously, and the record is very clean for last 25 odd years. Can they not recognize that such professionals or such SME, owners be given a category status? And as JP mentioned, that all the agriculture people are getting paid. Does the government do not have a mechanism to incentivize the good taxpayers? This is a time. What is your call on this?
What is your expectation in terms of the incentives?
I'll tell you, the simple expectation, as JP said, that they have to incentivize at least 25% or 50% of our outgoing. We don't want any money for us, but this is a pandemic time where we have been paying tons and tons, whatever to best of our ability at tax, judiciously, without cutting any corner. And I'm very sure government has a mechanism to identify such taxpayers who are profiled as a category taxpayers, and they should incentivize, or they should give us an income tax benefit for the next year. There are several ways by which government is a ruler. If they are not willing to give money, if their banks are not having that kind of money, they can say, okay, for year 2021-22, for such people, because it was a pandemic year, we'll give a tax instead of 35%, maybe 25% to you. Whichever way, the incentive is incentive. We need some kind of a stopgap incentivization to keep our shop running. As JP said correctly, if the whole money cycle gets choked, how will it work?
Sir, looking to your database with the government for the good taxpayer and all, they only prepare the budget for the country. In that, whatever they want to give incentive, they already announces. today's scenario with our own country, that the revenue is a very major question. And second thing is the bank is now today is all, they have the independent bank. Government is monitoring them. But every company or every bank, rightly said by Sanjay in past, earlier the bank were liberal to grant the loan. But today they may be sanctioning under this government scheme. But something will go wrong after 2 years, 3 years. It will not listen to the circular of the government that it was in a pandemic time and that was a part of the scheme. They will say all 4, 5, 7 people behind the bar. So
Okay.
the
So in a nutshell,
Sandeep ji, just to answer
system
you.
has to be improved.
Yeah, Sandeep ji, just to shortly answer you, the government does not have money for honest taxpayers like us, meaning whether you yourself, myself, or many of the developers. They don't have money for us. They have money for farmers, agriculturists. They have money for variety of different schemes. Everything for poor, nothing for us.
Don't give the definition.
They are even not willing to defer the tax. Forget about paying us. They are not willing to defer. They are charging us interest also if you are delaying the payment. Only thing is, okay, I was charging you 18%. Now I will charge you 9%.
Sanjay, don't give word the poor. You say the voter lobby.
Okay.
Don't say the poor.
The discussion today, I think we have crossed on. Thank you all for great inputs. I hope the audience learned something, and I think maybe a good thing to do is for all architects who want to register as MSME to go ahead, at least get whatever benefit you can. That seems to be a indirect way to get some benefit. Go ahead and do it. I think that's a good takeaway. And two is that don't expect anything from anyone. Try to survive on your own is the message. Profession. But let us not give up hope. Let us try to petition the government at least to what Mr. J.P. Agarwal has said and Sandeep has echoed. If you're not giving me money, at least let me give me some tax benefit so that we can continue living and surviving for at least 6 months to 1 year from now. But I think that I hope also that Mr. Uttam Prakash Agarwal's economic emergence comes through in July, and I hope that we're all having the same conversation 6 months later and we have bigger smiles on our faces. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for organizing this.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Great session.
Thank you.
Karishma, shall we close down?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, everyone. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you.
Stay home, stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, Devanshi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.